Hello, welcome to The Reclusive Crafter. My name is Dawn. Today I'm just going to be playing with a little bit of stamping. I did some ink, alcohol ink prints a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I'd try and do something with these. My purpose is to make some tags, I think, and some journal cards. And I'm doing something a little bit different because what I want to do is I've got quite a little bit of tissue paper left over from napkins that I've used in other projects. So I'm going to try something a little bit different and stamp onto the napkin, stick it onto the card so that you can still see the design through and see how that comes out. So if you're happy to join me, this is all a bit of another new process for me, just something I'm trying out to see how it goes. And we'll move along and have a go on that. So I've pulled out lots and lots of different stamps that I want to use. Some of them have been used before and others haven't. This particular one, I love this one. It's one, oh, that's probably blinding you with the glare, sorry. This is one that is it's a music sheet, which is a nice one. I've got one here that's wording, script. So I'm just going to randomly do some printing on here and see how it all comes out. I've pulled out 4 different colours. I've pulled out a black and a hickory smoke. I've also got a vintage photo, and I've also got a ground espresso. So we're just going to have a look and see what results we get from them. So I'm going to try the hickory smoke. I nearly said hickory salt then to start with. I'm just going to, that doesn't seem to be doing a lot, to be fair. Okay, I can't really see that that's actually doing a deal. I'm just going to try that on an odd bit of paper and just see if that's, yeah, that's not terrific. So I'm going to pass on that one because that's the hickory smoke. That one's a little bit, maybe a little bit too light. So let's try the black soot. Let's see how we get on with this one. I'm just going to randomly just do some printing on here just to see how it comes out. And there really is no rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just literally just throwing some design down onto the tissue. So it's been about a week actually since I've done any recording. I did quite a little bit of recording last week, and I managed to catch up on myself quite a lot. And I've been quite busy this week, so I've not really done an awful lot this week. I'm not really convinced that these are going to come out terribly well, but we will persevere and see how we go with it. I've got a few bits and pieces here that are worth having a go with. Oh, that's better. Maybe I should have used a block rather than trying to do it by hand. They're coming out really well, aren't they? That's nice. I'm just going to check I'm in frame. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, I might go in and do a bit more on those music sheet to see if we can just improve that print a little bit. Key here that I'd like to use. Yeah, these are coming out really nicely with the block. I think that's the key to it. Oh, the key to it, that was funny. Oh god, I'm no comedian, sorry. That was completely unintentional. Oh dear, now I'm wrecking the joint. So let me get my large block here, because I have got another I've got another one here that I'd like to use. This is the scripture one. I'm going to put it on this block and see if I get a better result. I'm never sure which way up this goes, to be honest with you. I think it goes that way, not that it really matters. I'm sure everybody's got their own techniques of doing these things. I didn't put this on the block because I didn't actually want to print the whole thing. Yeah, you see that's not come out very well again. Okay, that's odd that the others have come out so well and yet these two large ones aren't coming out so well. Let me try that again. Drum roll. Oh, that's better. That is better. Good. Okay, let's keep going with that then. Give it a good push down. Maybe I'm just not getting enough ink on when I kind of just rub it over. That's nice. Yeah, like that. Okay. Oh, it's Sunday at the moment and the rain's set in, so it's all a bit dreary out there. And tomorrow's going to be a busy day. My daughter has decided to tie the knot, and yeah, it's just going to be a quiet little affair, but I'm quite looking forward to it. She's not a bells and whistles kind of girl, but yeah, just a nice quiet little family get together. She's been with her partner a long time, so yeah, so it's nice that they finally decided to tie the knot, which is nice. So I'm trying to have a nice peaceful day today. That's lovely. Okay, happy with those. What else have we got here that we can mishmash with? Let's have a look. We've got some flowers, we've got some postage stamps. Let's do a bit of a sunflower in amongst this little lot, just to give it a little bit of something else. I don't think I've used these ones before. I'm not going to lie, I can't even remember where they came from. I think I bought these on Marketplace from somebody that was selling a bulk load of them. Yeah, a lot of them that came I probably honestly wouldn't use very often, but there are some nice little designs individually on some of them. Let me just straighten this out. There we go. Okay, that's pretty. Nice little flowers. Go in there with that. I think we'll go straight on that one. maybe go off the page with some of them as well. So I'm not really too sure how this is all gonna come out. This is all a trial and error one again. I like to try different things. Where are we? Where should we go with this? I think I'll go in there with that. And I think I'll go up there with one as well. Okay. What do you think? Do you think it's all looking a bit fussy, or how are we doing? Not too sure. Let's just pop that one in there. That's nice. Gonna pop one up there. Okay. Right, I think that will do for that one. And what else shall we do, folks? I think I will put a little postmark, I think. Look at me, filthy. And then I think that'll probably do for this one. And then I'm going to cut it and pop it onto the card that I've printed off. Let's use this. Mind you, that might be a bit big, maybe not. We shall try this. Let's try this one. Will it fit on there? Yeah, well, there we go. Okay. Right then, let's try this one. And again, we're just going to randomly go in any old where. There we go. A few little stamperoos. Go. My jumper sleeves keep falling down. And we're going to pop that one in there, I think. Okay. Liking that. And pop that one there. And now I'm just going to write my pinkies. Okay. Right, I think what I'd like to try now is, I don't know if this is just going to completely ruin it, but I'm just going to try a little bit of the espresso and just see what that comes out like. Not quite sure what I want to try with that. What should we do, folks? I don't want that one because I don't want to do a massive one. Maybe, what have we got here? We've got lots. Oh, I like the 5. Wonder if I can use that number. That's nice. We'll see what that looks like. But in the espresso, I have no idea whether that espresso is just gonna look weird amongst the black, or whether it's even going to work, but hey ho, we shall see. Okay, that's nice. It does look black actually. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but I think there is a difference. I think that actually gives quite a nice little difference. Quite like that. I'll pop one up there, and I'm going to pop one there. Okay, That's nice. And I'm also going to use, I'm going to clean all these off shortly. I'm also going to use, I think, this one. It's a little row of numbers, and I'm going to do that with the espresso as well. And I think then that will be enough. Yeah, I actually quite like the contrast with the espresso and the black. That looks nice. Well, I think it does anyway. Where else should we go? Let's pop that one there. Love it. It's all looking nice and busy, which is kind of what I want. Oh, I don't want that too close to that one. Let's pop that one there. What do you think? I really like that. Okay. Is there enough on there? I think there probably is. Okay, so I should clean all those up shortly. I'm just going to get them out of the way. I'm just going to put my inks away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bit of paper that, excuse me, fumbling around. I'm going to get the little bit of paper, I say the little bit of paper, the sheet of paper that I printed to do these on. And what we're going to do, now then, I can either stick them that way. I wonder what's the size of this? I can never remember. It's 8.5. Tags are usually about 6-ish. But if I do it of 2, 4 1/4, I could just do some smaller tags, couldn't I? Maybe 4 1/4. I wonder if that would be too small. That would give me about there, because it would be half. They would be smaller tags, wouldn't they? I'm not sure I like that. I think what I will do is I will go with the standard kind of 6-inch tag, or maybe even 5-inch. And then do some journal cards out of the top piece. And then 3-inch, 2.5-inch. Yeah, I'd get 3 tags out of it, and maybe 1 or 2 journal cards if I did it that way round. So I think that's maybe what I'm going to do. Or, oh God, trying to make my mind up is really hard sometimes. If I did 5-inch tags, then that would give me that, wouldn't it? And then that would give me 5. Oh God, I don't know. What do you think? What size tags shall I do? This is the trouble when you're not working with 12 by 12s and you're trying to do tags. 12 by 12 is easy. Let's think. 5. And 2.5. Will that look too dumpy? No, 5 and 2.5, and then that gives me those ones. Oh God, I don't know. Let's go this way. Let's just make a decision and stick with it. Okay, so we're going to go this way. That's my decision. And I'm just going to cut this down a little bit to make it a little bit easier to play with. And then I shall trim it up when I'm done. I've still got a little bit left over there to be able to do something else with anyway. So, glue. Glue-be-doo-be-doo. There we go. And let me pop something under there. Where's my glue book gone, folks? who knows? Let me get that one out. There we go, glue book. Okay, let's have a look and see here. Now then, we want a really good coating of glue. Okay, I'm just gonna go mad with the glue all over. I have looked into getting that blue yoo-hoo so that you can actually see where you've glued, because I think that's a really good idea. But in the UK, I'm struggling to find anywhere that supplies it in bulk, and it's also really expensive to buy it individually in the UK. So if anybody knows anywhere that supplies blue yoo-hoo stick, please do let me know, because I'd love to get some, but I really don't want to pay the individual stick price for it, because that actually works out really expensive. So I'll try to find somewhere to put things down. There we go. Right then, tricky bit now is getting this down without too much of an issue with the tissue. Okay, just gently lay that on there, and here we go. Don't rip it, don't rip it, don't, carefully. Okay, we're nearly there. Just want to get that crease out a little bit there. Lovely. Oh, hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. Just lay that down and just gently smooth it out. Tra-la. Okay. Right then. Nice. Just want to really merge this into the paper. That's that one. Okay. And now I'm just going to try. Just going to get a little bit of acetate and a little rubby tool. And I'm just going to go over the top and just give it a really good press in. And you have to be careful when you're doing this bit not to press so hard that you end up ripping the napkin underneath. But this does help to really merge the napkin almost so that it becomes one with the cardstock that you're using, or the paper that you're using. There we go. Loving that. No, it's not. I thought I'd rip that then, but it's actually the colour of the paper underneath. There you are. Okay, I think we're about there. I'm really happy with these results so far. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now all I need to do is just trim this off a little bit. I really like that. I'm really happy with the way this is turning out, actually. It's turning out better than I anticipated it would. And just trim down this edge. There we go. What about there? I did see that corner there. Yeah, that just needs a little bit of a tack down there. And that, let me put this. I'm all piled up with stuff now. Okay, so that's the result. Stick in with napkins. There we go, that's that. That looks lovely. Just going to pop my top on my glue, and then I'm just going to cut this down now to see what it looks like. And I'm going to do it on the reverse. I have printed on the reverse of this as well. This was the back page of the back of the ink print when I did it, so I'm keeping it true to how it was. Now then, I want to what do I want to do? If I do 2.5 inch, yeah, 2.5 inch tags or 3 inch tags. Let's go with 3 inch. Oh, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good at all. That just feels like it's just, yeah, that's not cutting well. Oh, blast. That might be because it's still too wet. Yeah, that's catching all the way down. Okay, not to worry. Okay. Oh, that's just fluffed it up good and proper. So the moral to that story is don't try cutting with your blades until you're fully dry, because the napkin, oh shoot, that's just fluffed it up completely. So what we'll do is, if I come down with my craft knife, that might be a resolution, and then we can sort out the bits afterwards. There we go. Okay, let's just take the rough bits out. Oh, that's a bit sad. I was really happy with the way this was coming out, but not to grumble. That's okay. Okay, that looks like it's not even square, to be honest with you. Let me have a look. Oh, it's a million miles out. Hey, good job. Let me see if I can trim that down to make that a little bit squarer, perhaps. Wow, made a right cat's doodle of that one. There we go. Well, at least that's taken off the nasty bits, so that's good. Okay, so, and then we've got, what have we got? Let's have a look. So we've got 11 3/4. So if we do, let's just fold it and get myself a crease. Thinking as we go here, oh yeah, that's really square, isn't it? Goodness me, made a right mess of it. Never mind. We can sort it out when we're doing and it's all nice and dry. There we go. Okay. So there's 2 pieces to use as tags. Wow, look at that. That's awful, Dawn. Really awful. God. That's a bit better, isn't it, do you think? Oh God, I don't know. Where are we? That's 7.5. Well, it is square. It doesn't look it though. Okay, so that's 1 piece, and that's 1 piece. How square we are on this one? Let's have a look. That's 7.5, and that's just under 7.5. So that one's not quite square, but it's not a million miles off. So that's 2. So we'll class that as a happy accident. And then this is 13. So that's what, 6.5. 6.5 and a bit. So again, I think what I will do is I will, oh mind you, that doesn't make that very wide, does it? Okay. Am I going to be able to get that bit off without completely fluffing the rest of it up? God, there we go. Oh, nearly. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to trim that a little bit off, because that's just a mess. There we go. Trim that bit off, get it out of the way. That's better. Much better. And now I'm going to go with 6. Just going to mark this off this time so that we get a true line. So 6. Oh no, I don't want 6, do I? For Pete's sake, what am I doing? I want 3, don't I? 3 there. And 3 there. And now we're going to come down with the craft knife. If I can see where that mark was. Oh gosh, oh, it's there. There we go. Oh, this has been fun, hasn't it, peeps? That's that one. And then that leaves me with what could be used as a belly band. So I'll leave that one as it is for now. And I'm just going to fold that to give me the cutting line, which will be there. There we go. Okay, so out of that little mishmash, we managed to save the day, she says, still pulling bits off. Gosh, there we go. So that's those 2, and that one goes round that way, so that's those 2. I think they're really pretty, and that's that one. So I'm really quite happy with those actually. This one I'm going to use as a belly band. So that one I'll use as a belly band, or maybe even a side tuck in a journal. And then obviously these 4 I've got as tags. So I think what I'll do is, so that I know these are tags, I'm just going to cut the corners away. Like so. Lovely. And I'm going to do the same on this one. Cut the corners away on this one. Marvellous. And do the same on this one. And that one. And last one, I'm just going to do this one as well. Oh, get that one straightened up a bit. There we go. That one and that one. There we go. Nice. So there we have it, look, 4 tags. So we've got 4 lovely tags and a belly band or side tuck, depending on how you want to use it. So in actual fact, although I learned a lesson there in that using a cutting board when you're dealing with wet napkin isn't the greatest thing to do, you can actually save it. And actually the process with the napkin over the top being pre-stamped, I think has worked really well, because what I've done is I have used, oh, let me just show you, I've used 200 grams cardstock, which I photocopied my original master sheet of this design, and on the back as well. So you've got a nice design on the back. So all of these have got pretty backings on, but this you can still write on them if you want to. So that was the base, and then we just stamped on some napkin, stuck the napkin to the card, and then just cut them down. And then you can decorate and embellish these however you want to, and just do your own designs with them. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, love you to do so. I am picking up a few more subscribers now, which is fab, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care, folks.